In a small village nestled at the foot of a mighty mountain, there lived a humble cobbler named Ivan. Ivan was a kind-hearted man, known for his impeccable work repairing shoes and his deep faith in God. Despite his modest means, he believed that every hardship in life was part of God's greater plan. One chilly winter morning, Ivan sat by his workshop window, stitching a worn-out boot. Snowflakes swirled outside, blanketing the ground in white. His workshop was small, with shelves lined with tools, scraps of leather, and shoes in various states of repair. Above his workbench, a hand-carved wooden cross hung as a constant reminder of his faith. As he worked, Ivan murmured a prayer. "Lord, guide me today. Let me serve as an instrument of your will." Suddenly, he heard a faint knock on his door. When he opened it, he found a frail, elderly man shivering in the cold. His clothes were threadbare, and his hands trembled as he clutched a broken pair of shoes. "Please, kind sir," the old man said, his voice barely audible. "Can you mend these? I have no money to pay you, but I'll be forever grateful." Ivan's heart ached for the man. "Come in," he said warmly, offering the man a seat by the fire. "I will repair your shoes, and you can warm yourself in the meantime." As Ivan worked, the old man shared his story. He was a wanderer, traveling from village to village in search of work and shelter. Life had been harsh, but he believed that God would provide. "God always has a plan," Ivan said, handing the man his freshly repaired shoes. "Even in our darkest moments, we must trust in his wisdom." The old man thanked Ivan profusely and left with a lighter step. As the door closed behind him, Ivan felt a sense of peace, knowing he had done the right thing. Days turned into weeks, and Ivan continued his work, always keeping his faith alive. One morning, he was visited by a young woman carrying a baby wrapped in a thin shawl. Her face was pale, and her eyes were filled with despair. "Please, sir," she pleaded. "My child is sick, and we have nowhere to stay. Can you spare some food or a warm corner for the night?" Without hesitation, Ivan invited them in. He prepared a simple meal of bread and soup and gave them his bed to rest. As the baby cooed softly in its mother's arms, Ivan shared stories of hope and faith. "Remember," he said, "God's plan often unfolds in ways we don't understand. Trust in Him, and you'll find the strength to endure." The woman thanked Ivan with tears in her eyes. "You're a blessing, sir. I'll never forget your kindness." One evening, as Ivan was closing his workshop, he noticed a commotion in the village square. A wealthy merchant had been robbed, and the villagers were chasing a young boy they believed to be the thief. The boy, no older than 12, was caught and brought before the merchant. He clutched a loaf of bread in his hands, his face streaked with dirt and tears. "Please," the boy cried, "I was hungry. My sister and I have nothing to eat." The merchant raised his hand to strike the boy, but Ivan stepped forward. "Wait," he said firmly. "Punishing this boy will not solve his hunger. Let me take him in and care for him." The villagers murmured, but the merchant relented. "Fine," he said, "but he's your responsibility now." Ivan brought the boy to his workshop, fed him, and listened to his story. The boy, named Nikolai, had been orphaned and was struggling to survive. Ivan decided to teach him the trade of cobbling, giving him a chance to build a better life. Years passed, and Ivan's acts of kindness became the talk of the village. People often wondered why a simple cobbler would go out of his way to help others. When asked, Ivan would smile and say, "God has a plan for each of us. By helping others, I'm fulfilling my part in His plan." One day, Ivan fell gravely ill. As he lay in bed, surrounded by the people he had helped over the years, he reflected on his life. Despite his struggles, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Ivan, the young woman he had once helped, said, holding his hand, "Because of you, my child survived. I found work and we're thriving now." The boy he had taken in, now a skilled cobbler himself, added, "You gave me a future when I had none. I'll carry on your legacy." Even the old wanderer returned, bringing stories of how Ivan's kindness had inspired him to help others. In his final moments, Ivan smiled. He realized that his life, though simple, had been a testament to God's plan. Through his faith and compassion, he had touched countless lives, proving that even the smallest acts of kindness could create ripples of change. As the village mourned Ivan's passing, they came together to honor his memory. They built a small shrine in his workshop, a place where people could come to reflect and find hope. Above the shrine, they inscribed his favorite words. "God has a plan for you. Trust in him, and you will find your purpose." The story of Ivan, the humble cobbler, became a legend in the village. His life served as a powerful reminder that no matter how ordinary we may feel, each of us has a role to play in God's greater plan. And through faith, love, and kindness, we can make the world a better place.